Diddy Trial. If you waited this late, you deserve it. So Diddy Trial it is. If you with us this long, let's talk about it. Since they brought up Diddy during the beef. I don't even know if that's beef. What is that? It's a rap battle. It's turning into something though, because Joe Badass going crazy. All right, so let's keep this thing moving along and talk about this Diddy trial. So it's been a week, actually 2 weeks now, and I'm going to check in with what's going on today as we know it. In case you don't know, if you have been under the rock, you know that Cassie has taken the stand last week, and we just had Don Richard that took the stand this week, and followed by Cassie's old roommate and friend, Morgan. I can't remember her last name, but Morgan actually sued Cassie and Diddy for assault, and they paid her because she said that Diddy hit her in the head with a hanger. And he probably just threw the hanger at her or whatever and bopped her in the head or something. I don't know, man. You know, it says a wooden hanger and she gave her a concussion. These concussions is crazy. Like, I think I probably had a few concussions as a kid. Now that if these folks catching concussions for all kind of stuff, I don't know, man. I'm gonna let it ride. But so far, I'm just gonna speak on the parts in the case. They say Lil Rod Jones comes out of hiding for the Diddy trial. Okay, that's when it's gonna get interesting. When Lil Rod get out there and start saying, all the stuff that he done seen. I think that we might not have seen nothing yet, but so far, the defense have showed that Cassie, to me, was kind of not necessarily complicit, but she's not the victim that everybody is trying to, not even trying, that everybody is. She is a victim of domestic abuse and trauma and everything. It's just a slippery slope. I know I can't really say a lot of this stuff, but I'm just gonna say that from what I seen, she was initiating. And when I see a lot of folks throw the word grooming out there, and then on the Joe Budden podcast, they was saying Stockholm syndrome was the word I was throwing out a lot. And I wanted to address that in particular. In this case, the Stockholm syndrome, I think, is a little different because Cassie had the ability to come and go as she pleased, once I think that they spent their time together. And that's what she kind of got used to doing, to spend time with Diddy. But he had her in the spin cycle, man. I hate to say it like that, but it's, she probably felt like for a while she had Diddy in the spin cycle. Because she was, getting done by all these men. And then they said that the man, it's just a lot of holes in the story that's coming out. But I got plenty of clips and plenty of things that I want to share. So, how does Alex find all this stuff? Pretty rough, but he's taking it like a champ. Pause all that, by the way. Matter of fact, let's just show the clip. Just show the clip, Doja.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Good? How you feeling? You feeling good? Alex, it's me. Alex, it's me. Alex, it's me.
Alex, it's me.
Alex, it's me.
You're trying to get that boy to turn around. He ain't turning around for nobody. You, me, They.
How'd it go in there?
That boy trying to hit him with the Alex, it's me. I was not giving no damn about that shit. All right, man. Yeah, so Alex fine, man. Is he the mastermind that saved Cassie and then turned her into a $50 million cash cow? While Diddy was, I guess I shouldn't be making these jokes. These are bad jokes. I'm just gonna say them in my head. Then I get real bad with that. But yeah, man, he said that he was straight though. He ain't got no issues. He's standing by his woman. So bump what y'all heard, bump what y'all thought. All is fine. Ain't worried about nothing. They got a new baby on the way. Bless their new family, I guess. But that's got to be tough. Got to be a tough situation. To have to hear your wife tell these stories. All right, so I just also want to address the extended version of the tape.
CNN appears to corroborate some of the allegations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his
we've seen that before, right?
then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura.
We've seen that version of the tape, but there's another version of the tape that was released, and for me, it changed a few things. I can't front. Seeing the new version of the tape changed a few things for me as well. Seeing the fact that someone came upstairs and actually stopped her, and he didn't drag her all the way down the hallway. He just dragged, not saying he didn't drag her all the way to the room and held the captive that night, because that's kind of what the original tapes will make you think. And then after seeing the extended version of the tape, I wonder why people would even just only show that edited version, and it made me feel like this is a part of the smear campaign. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's actually going on right now. I'm going to check in and get some up to date stuff to talk to y'all about, but I don't want to just be the person that excusing violence, excusing the tyranny that is Sean Diddy Combs. Hearing these stories, they are horrific. I really can't really imagine going through or putting someone through the things that Diddy put Cassie through. But, and there is a but, I just have to address the fact that in that lifestyle, I don't understand why a lot of women go for the men that they go for. But to be comfortable and to live a certain type of life, and then they say, well, he was controlling her music. I mean, yeah, but you can just make a mixtape or something, or, he had it in the spin cycle. But maybe, they dropped some of the music, and maybe it wasn't really doing what they wanted it to do. But maybe she didn't need to drop any music because she was Diddy's girlfriend. Maybe that's a part of it as well. And for the folks that for just to address the Stockholm syndrome type of thing, it wasn't like they talk about the story like as if he had her handcuffed to the bed, and that ain't really what the text messages tell. So it gets kind of sketchy when both sides of the truth get revealed in court. You know, it gets nasty. And again, yeah, there was times that the abuse can be ways that you can coerce someone into doing something. But there are also times when she got away with Kid Cudi. He's a very powerful guy, you know, in his own right. Kid Cudi is worth some millions, even though they did have his car blown up, allegedly. I don't really see if that really could stop if she really wanted to be with Kid Cudi like completely. She cheated on Kid Cudi again by going back to Diddy and doing the stuff that her and Diddy did. The FOs. And I mean, it's a thing where, you know, a man could show a woman a certain lifestyle and give her certain things that she never would imagine she would obtain. And if you saying that the lifestyle was the Stockholm syndrome, like it's the money, the bag, and for them to still like be involved in monetary gains, evolving this experience, I understand. You know, if you are obligated, you know, if it's coming to you, then get it. But I just don't see why all of these things once they line up, I don't see why a lot of folks don't see it. That is kind of clearly more than what they making it out to be. Because so far, it's like you're saying this man pimping out his girlfriend, but they paying other people. It'd be a whole different thing if they was like making money off of Cassie to have the sex. But this is just what he does to get off, and it's freaky, it's nasty, you know, it's heinous. But that's him and his old lady's business. Until it's not. And now it's everybody else's business. So now we gotta deal with this every day. And then, you know, Dawn Richard got on the stand, and she didn't really make that much of a difference either. All she really said was a few things that really just reinforced the fact that they were in an abusive relationship, and he abused Cassie. And if that's what he needs to go down for, that's what he needs to go down for. But the RICO charge, I feel like, is just it's just over the top. It might have been over the top with R. Kelly. It might have, you know what I'm saying, been over the top with Young Thug. The RICO charge might have been over the top with everybody that's in the entertainment business that they use it against. True indeed, some of the statutes can line up with some of the crimes that they can possibly prove that certain people are doing. I just don't see that it's I don't see it being designed to entrap entertainers who are American kind of servants and who are, you know, living a certain type of life that a lot of entertainers and rich people have done since the beginning of time. It's like what they do, you know, with what they get is how they decide to live their life. And the older you get, the more you realize that. A lot of folks, you know, they living like it ain't tomorrow because, you know, you might not see tomorrow. At the same time, I believe in making a plan. I plan to be around for many, many years, but still, you never know. Lord willing, right? So again, man, thoughts and prayers to everybody, man. Of course, like thoughts and prayers to again Alex and Cassie and their whole family and Cassie mama, man. I know Cassie mama hate Diddy, man. Been trying to get her away. He say Daylight, his name should be not like. Been trying to get that girl away from Diddy for the longest. And, you know, Alex finally came along. A trainer, man, came along and scooped her up. I ain't gonna lie. The theories I got, I really be having about some of this stuff. I can't even really say it on the show. I can't even say it. Like, maybe I'll say it one day, but I can't completely speak on it because people would hate me. But so far, I don't really see them proving enough for it to be a RICO racketeering charge.
Of the Diddy trial. Afternoon started with the cross-examination of Carrie Morgan, Cassie's former best friend.
He did do her. He did do her dirty though. You know, you choking the best friend because your girl cheating on you. You know, you going crazy. But I mean, I also got to just factor that in. Like, it's Cassie, man. She can have a lot of different powerful men. Like, and she was with Ryan Leslie, like, before that. So the grooming thing doesn't really, it shouldn't really apply. You groom, she was already groomed, and it might not have been by Diddy. We groom a lot of our girls out here to go for the rich man. And there's a lot of bullshit that comes with the bag. Is the bullshit that comes with the bag worth it? Is the question. I don't think it's worth it. Why couldn't Cassie get with a regular dude? And when she got with the regular dude, does she still need the lifestyle? You damn right she does. And she want Diddy to pay. And when he didn't pay, she took him to court. Before she even took it to court, before it even got that far, before it even got out all the way, Diddy paid. And when he paid, they still had clips. They still had evidence. And they were salivating. They was ready to release it. They released the evidence in a certain way to make it look as malicious as possible. Even though it's pretty malicious because he chokeslams her and kicks her and throws stuff at her. What was in the bag that she was taking away from the hotel that Diddy was just so pressed about? I just wonder that. Seemed to be some money, maybe. But yeah, man, the man is a sicko. Money can do that to people. I pray that success that I'm aiming for will not compromise my character ever in life. And I just don't really fathom that even being the case, but it's just be weird, the type of people that people go for, man, and the people that cling to, man. And we see it all the time, man. Good girls like bad boys, man. And unfortunately, Cassie is a good girl, but she also has a bad boy fetish. She shows it. Doesn't mean that the bad boy is supposed to do it, or I guess like Diddy did her, but hey, man, folks is getting kind of sick. So I don't know. I'll just move right along, man. Diddy Trial is going crazy, though. Every week, updates. I'm catching the updates up to date from some very, very, very good sources Shout out to Lauren Conlin. She been giving it up.
Diddy Day 7. I'm going to give you the morning update. I apologize about my audio yesterday. I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. So Day 7, Diddy walked into court this morning in really good spirits. He actually turned around. There's a press section and a public section in the courtroom. And he turned around to the section of the public and he gave like a heart to that. And one woman gave it back. That was an interesting moment. But we finished off with the cross-examination.
We still giving love.
I'm sorry, we finished off with the rest of the direct of David James, the assistant. And David James testified some pretty things that I thought were shocking. He was forced to take a polygraph twice when Cassie's love bracelet went missing, and another time when Diddy's watch went missing. And he described being very nervous for both of those. And he said that he passed the first polygraph totally fine, but the second one, he said he passed the question about stealing the watch, but the guy that was administering it was like, are you nervous about something? And he said that he admitted to taking a pair of Sean John jeans and like a bottle of Ciroc or something like that. He also
Diddy running this shit like goddamn Nino Brown over there, boy. Diddy running that thing like the Carter, boy. Got them boys straight butt naked, boy. Got them taking polygraph tests, man. Something go missing around here, boy. Did you take the shit? Hey, man, I need to know, did you take this watch? Okay, strap them up. We finna find out tonight if you didn't take that watch. I mean, hey, man, I never had that kind of watch, so I don't know, I guess.
And like a bottle of Ciroc or something like that. He also talked about not seeing any physical violence between Cassie and Diddy, but he did see them argue a lot. He also testified, and this is direct, he testified that one day in January of 2009, he was doing some research on something for Diddy at Diddy's house, and Diddy and Cassie walked in from a club. I guess Cassie went to bed, but Diddy was very irate and kind of ran over to him because of some blog post that got released about Cassie getting hit at a club, and he really accused David James of maybe spreading this or releasing this to a blog, and he said that he was very scared because Diddy kind of pushed him out of the way and started searching his browser history to see if he was lying. And he describes that moment as just being really tense and really shocking. He talked about how he, at one New Year's Eve party, he took ecstasy. He was off and he stole it from Diddy's med bag, and he was vibing, having fun at this party. He actually called what he was doing around the party Diddy bopping. Sorry, I didn't mean to do it. That was dumb. And when he said Diddy bopping, Diddy actually laughed. And so he said the next day, he's back at work, and apparently he said Diddy took video of all of his parties. So Diddy was playing back video footage of this party, and he's like, yo, David, is that you? And David said, yeah, that's me. And he said, were you on drugs or on ecstasy? And he said, yeah, I was. And Diddy said something along the lines of, well, I'm going to keep this in case I need it, type of thing. We also heard about David James advancing rooms for Diddy. And advancing rooms could mean anything from, a green room at the Ellen Show to hotel rooms. So he described making them very comfortable for Diddy, and he would go and get snacks at Dwayne Reed, and he would be reimbursed for this. He would use his own money, and then he would submit expense reports to Bad Boy and be paid for them. Woo! Okay. So he actually said, and this is nothing to do with the trial, but it was so weird. He said that Diddy would request things like Jell-O and applesauce, and I was just like, oh, is he getting his wisdom teeth out? But, he also said that Diddy liked to put applesauce on cheeseburgers. But when he had to buy baby oil or Astroglide or condoms, he said he would not expense these, and he would get paid through cash, through like a security guard or something. And just going to the cross-examination for just a minute, when he was being crossed, Agnifilo really wanted to hammer home, so, when you bought these things, the baby oil, the Astroglide, this was not through Bad Boy. This was not through Bad Boy. He kept kind of, hammering that home. All right, so he also talked about an incident where he was called to bring some food to Cassie and Diddy at a hotel, and it took him about an hour, or maybe he was not just food, maybe it was like an iPod or iPad, but he said that when he got to the hotel, no one was answering the door, so he used the key because he would set up the hotel, so he would have a key. So he said he put the key in and he walked in, and Cassie was on her back in the bed with the covers pulled up, and the way they wanted us to I guess, picture this was that David James said he had seen Cassie sleep before, but it didn't look like she was sleeping because he always saw Cassie sleep on her side, not on her back. And then he saw a naked man with long hair who was very well endowed. And he thought Diddy was in the shower. And then they left it at that, kind of hinting, okay, you guys know what this is. You know what's going on here. He also talked about the Mel's Diner incident, which, you know, at this point, I think we've heard a couple different versions of this story. And his version was a little bit different. So he testified that Diddy sent he and D-Rock out for cheeseburgers. And Diddy was home with Cassie. They go out for cheeseburgers. They're in the car in like a silver type of SUV they described. And they see D-Rock says, yo, that's Suge. So David James is driving and D-Rock is in the passenger seat and he gets out. Sorry, it's tangled. He gets out and he goes around to Suge, who's in the passenger seat of the car, doesn't get out. I guess they exchange hellos. And Suge doesn't recognize D-Rock, and he says, yo, I'm Biggie's boy. And Suge says, what are you doing in my city? And he says, you know, I'm making money, whatever. They, you know, say bye. He goes into Mel's Diner. Hopefully you guys, sorry, can hear me. He goes into Mel's Diner. Didn't need that close up. And David James goes with him. And I guess it's glass, this location. So D-Rock looks outside, and he said that he sees 4 different SUVs pull up, you know, on different corners of the parking lot. And then he sees Suge hand a gun, or somebody hand a gun to Suge. So D-Rock's like, yo, we gotta go. And then David James describes them going home. He said that, you know, D-Rock tells Diddy this, him and Cassie are outside arguing, and Diddy instructs him to get into another car, a black SUV, where David James is driving, and D-Rock is in the passenger seat, and Diddy's in the back with 3 handguns on his lap. When they got to Mel's, it appeared that Suge was gone. He drove around for a while. Essentially, they ended up going home. And David James said he was very scared, and he said that he immediately went to Bad Boy after this HR, and he quit. And he said he gave 6 months notice they could find someone else. And they were like, well, do you want to work at Sean John, or do you want another job, whatever? And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm out.
See, there you go. Someone sees something that they're not comfortable with, and they decide, hey, I ain't finna deal with this. I'm out. You want to work with this other company? Not if it says Sean Diddy Combs on it. New. Voila. Good job, buddy. So day 7, again, it's been kind of another boring day. Sorry, y'all. Another boring day in court, looks like.
Out.
But look like Diddy starting to feel a little like himself. Cameras every day and coming out a little bit just to even deal with the biggest case of his life. Yeah. But yeah, this wasn't really a good witness. The defense is gonna have an amazing time crossing with them. So that is my Diddy updates. I think I showed y'all too much. Yeah, but that's the Diddy updates, man. Diddy Trial. Y'all let me know if y'all think what y'all think, man. I just don't think. I think they're gonna plead to some different charges. I think they're gonna try to change the charges around. But I don't know. They got to show me some more. They got to show me some more. They gonna fuck around and start talking about Diddy and Pac. Watch. Them folks gonna try everything. Guarantee it. Them folks gonna try everything. All right, so bro, it's just so much, bro, to talk about every week. I just don't understand how